Let me just start this story by saying that my dad, just in general, is a fucking beast. Anybody that meets him or knows him or gets to know him just knows that that is an indisputable fact. Pretty much the entirety of his life, he's been just working hard, working hard. He's a professor at the University of Cincinnati right now, but before that, he was in the United States Air Force and reached the rank of full bird colonel before retiring, something that I cannot say how proud I am, to say that that's my dad and he was such a high ranking member in the military, but I could say so much about my dad. I could tell so many stories about my dad, and honestly, a lot of those stories would be more interesting than this one, but this one I feel it's just pretty cool. Most of the people that know it think it's pretty cool. I definitely think it's pretty cool, and I've just decided it's worth sharing. So, like I said, my dad was in the Air Force for most of his life, and back in like 2010 or 2011, whenever they would have been filming the first Avengers movie, my dad was he was at some Air Force base somewhere away from home, which is in Ohio, where I have lived pretty much my entire life. And wherever this base was, it was nearby to one of the filming locations for the first Avengers, Joss Whedon's Avengers. And for the ship, the big shield, shield, the sky ship, whatever it's called. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but obviously, it takes a lot of people to run such a ship, and I guess so they needed a lot of extras. They needed extras for the shield operatives, and they the casting call, or like the type of person they wanted to fill these extra spots, was hefty, military looking people, military looking guys. And I'll throw a picture of my dad up on the screen, but he's a sturdy fella. He's in pretty decent shape for his age, and he definitely was back in 2010 or 2011. And so he, being deployed currently near the filming location, sent in his headshot or military ID, or I don't know what, but the point is, they sifted through however many applicants they had, which I'm sure there was tons, but they whittled it down to like, I don't know, I don't remember what he said. It wasn't that many, but the point is, they chose my dad to appear as an extra, as one of the members of the Shield working team. So what happened was he signed an NDA, which is the reason I don't have more details about the story, is because he's afraid of violating that non-disclosure agreement. And I tried to tell him that movie, having came out in 2012, whatever he signed is definitely expired. And also, the movie is already out. It's been out for coming up on 10 years, and what's he gonna do? Spoil it? Which is, what they were concerned with, I am sure. It's not. I'm assuming. I think we're fine, Dad. If you ever see this, but so he films this scene. He gets to be an extra during one of the scenes that takes place on the helicarrier, or whatever it's called. And after he's done filming it, he comes home after his Air Force base stuff is finished. And what does he do? He doesn't violate the NDA per se, but he does tell myself and all my siblings that he has a juicy secret of some kind, something huge but he can't tell us what it is. And he didn't. He didn't tell us what it is, but naturally we were like, all right, thanks, Dad. Thanks for sharing that little bit of trivia. But by that point, obviously, Captain America had come out, Iron Man and Hulk, and just Thor, all the movies leading into the first Avengers. So, fast forward, Avengers does come out, and at that point, he tells us, he says, I'm in this movie. And we're like, what? And the scene he's in is the fight scene on the helicarrier when Hulk first transforms, chases Black Widow, and Thor knocks him through some door onto like a loading dock. I'll play the scene in a minute, or the loading bay, and he's in the background. He's pretty far back there. I can't get a great clip of him, but he's in there. And if you look closely, and I'm gonna zoom in on it and everything, but you see him, and he's in the scene, and he's right there, right as Thor gets knocked through, and he's one of the guys that's like, oh, and they jump back, and he starts to run. And also following that scene, there's a big continuity error right after, but who cares? Point is, my dad is an Avenger, so I'm gonna play that scene now. So, just from watching that, you obviously can't tell exactly which one he is, but here is a cropped version, and then I will show a slowed down cropped version of this scene, and I will zoom in and label him. I mean, so there it is, and I mean, you saw the headshot earlier. The main thing that I think is like proof is the hairline. Like, you can tell from his hairline that is definitely him. And I mean, I guess technically he's not credited or anything on IMDb, so technically I can't prove that it's him. But I mean, it is. I know it is. He knows it. My family knows it. All my friends that I've shown this and shared this with say, yeah, I mean, that's obviously your dad. And I mean, that's pretty much the whole story. I mean, I know he really enjoyed getting to be on that set. He said that Chris Hemsworth got real very concerned with his hair. Not that's a bad thing or anything, but it's a cool story. I'd like to say that my dad's feature film debut would have been in something I make or am making, but no. He was an Avenger. And, Marvel, I know he was just an extra, and S.H.I.E.L.D. turned out to be bad and stuff, but if you guys need just a, salt to the earth rogue agent of some kind to come back in, and he's your guy. And, yeah, I mean, yeah.